Welcome back to the Slowpoke Diecast Racing channel.
And we are back. Today's race will consist of our Group 2 drivers. Those drivers are currently making their way up to the starting tunnel as we speak. In the pits, you can see we have our Group 4 racers hanging out. Group 3 racers have been given access to the garages to make final tweaks and adjustments. And our two semifinalists, Stefan and King Ty, are here checking out their possible future competitors. Let's take a closer look at the work being done in the garages. Of course, there's Clem and his group. We aren't going to bug him too much today as they are working hard to prepare since they are up next. Let's head to the bracket and meet today's drivers. Looking at our bracket, we're going to go ahead and focus on the top right side. Our first driver is Bolo Brown. He's driving the GMC Cyclone and he's from Miniature Car Racing. Our second driver is JB, who is driving the Mazda Reipu. Our third driver is Yema. She is driving the Ford F1 and she is representing Moon T Diecast Racing. And our final driver is Havoc in the Ford Ranchero from Roars Racing Team. Now that we've introduced today's drivers, let's move up to the tunnel and get this group started. Here it is. It is time for race 1 of the Group 2 series. Drivers, I hope you're ready. Watch the lights. And there's the green light. We're coming down to turn 1. JB with an early lead in front of Bolo Brown. Oh, but he loses a little bit of ground. He's still holding on to first place. I don't see. Oh, there's Havoc. Looks like he spins out. Coming through the tunnel and out to the straightaway. We have JB followed by Bolo Brown with 2 clean passes. A little hiccup there by JB, but he still held on to first place. We did not see, oh, there it is. Yema, she got caught up on turn 2. Must have been battling with Havoc, which then slowed Havoc down. Checking out our slow-mo replay cam, you're going to see JB coming down in reverse, getting that first place win, followed by Bolo Brown getting him the second place. Now we did see Havoc spin out just before the tunnel, so that will give him a 0. And then we also saw Yema, who got hung up in turn 2, so she will also get a 0. Well, there's our standings after the first race. Let's head back up to the tunnel and get to race 2. Here we are back in the tunnel. It is time for race 2. Each driver has moved to their new starting position. Drivers, watch the lights. And here we go, we get the green light coming down to the first tunnel. We have Bolo Brown with JB right on his tail, followed by Yema and Havoc coming up the rear. All drivers are having a clean race so far, going through the tunnel. Oh no, we lost Bolo Brown in the tunnel. Who do we have coming out? We have, oh man, what a crash. Oh, and another crash. Wow, 2 bad crashes right there at the end, actually throwing Bolo Brown off into near the fans in the stands. Wow, let's go ahead and head to our replay camera so we can go ahead and check that out and see that in slow-mo. Here we are in the slow-mo cam. Look at the carnage coming out. Bolo Brown getting pushed up onto the edge by JB. JB hits another first place victory. And then Yema, she comes around and could not stop and hits the back end of Bolo, throwing him off into the stands next to the fans, but yet she still gets a finish. And unfortunately, Havoc runs into the train. So there's our standings. JB with the first place, putting him at 8. Bolo Brown with a 0, keeping him at 3. Yema now tying him with 3. And Havoc, unfortunately, with a -1. All right, back up to the tunnel for race 3. Race 3, we got Bolo Brown next to JB. I heard Bolo Brown not happy with JB about what happened in the tunnel last race. Said he's out to get him. Let's see what happens. Drivers, watch the lights. And here we go, we're coming out of the first turn. JB is trying to get on top of Bolo. Bolo is keeping him off, fending him off. We have a clean race coming into the tunnel. All 4 cars coming down to the finish. And all 4 cars, wow, we had a clean race. Havoc was sideways and getting pushed, but it still was a clean race. Nobody crashed and nobody hit the train. Let's go ahead to our slow-mo cam and we can check this out. Here we go, coming out of the tunnel, we have Yema. She's out with the early lead, gets an easy first place win for herself in 4 points. And then turn around and Havoc is getting pushed by Bolo Brown because Bolo Brown was not going to lose to JB on that next race, which he did not. He ended up getting 2 points. JB only ended up with 1. So here's our current standings going into race 4. JB is in the lead with 9 points. Yema, she is now in second place with 7 points. Bolo Brown is in third with 5, and Havoc is now on the board with 2 points with that second place win. All right, up to the tunnel for the last and final race. It is time to see which 2 drivers are going to move on. We have JB in front of Bolo Brown. That is definitely going to be a heated battle. Drivers, watch the lights. And here we go. We are coming down to the first tunnel. JB ahead of Bolo, followed by Havoc. Oh, he's getting slowed down with Yema in the back. Is he going to be able to finish? Let's find out. Coming into the tunnel, we have JB, Bolo, and Havoc coming out towards the finish line. Ooh, what a flip over by JB there to finish that race. And Havoc, oh, unfortunately, went sideways, trying to slow down, still hit the train, so that's going to net him a -1. Now, we did see on turn 3, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep, Yema did lose all of her momentum, so she did not finish the race, so she's not going to gain any points from that on the final race. Heading to the replay cam, you'll see JB coming down out of that tunnel in reverse, riding the rails, hitting the guardrail, flipping over, but still nets him first place, giving him 4 points. Bolo Brown will receive 3 points for coming in second. You will see Havoc coming out of the tunnel. You can see, man, he tried his hardest to slow down to not hit that train, but still slid into it, which gives him the -1. As we saw from the previous camera, Yema got 0, so she will not get any points for this race. All right, so here's our final numbers. We have JB finished with 13, Bolo Brown in second with 8, Yema just behind him in third with 7, and Havoc, unfortunately, with only 1 point. All right, let's head to our bracket. Back here at the bracket, we're still focused on the top right side of Group 2. I want to thank all 4 of those racers for competing and giving it their all. We're going to go ahead and move on our 2 top place winners, Bolo Brown from Miniature Car Racing and JB. I want to congratulate those 2. Now let's go ahead and take a quick peek of our Group 3 in the bottom left side. Those racers are now highlighted, as you can see, and those will be the ones competing in our next upcoming video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one.